My name is Elizabeth, and today I'm doing a presentation on Charcot-Marie-Tooth, which is CMT, and I'm giving this presentation at my son's school. And I've been working on this presentation quite a long time, and I found that there was a need for this presentation because a lot of the kids don't understand what Charcot-Marie-Tooth is. Many people don't even know that the disease even exists. So when you say CMT, people look at you like, okay. So what I'm trying to do is, since CMT is quote-unquote an invisible disease, you can't really, by looking at somebody, you can't tell they have CMT. I found that my son Johan was having difficulty in school because he was kind of shy and he didn't really want to tell people that there was a problem with his legs. So he'd say, oh, I have a leg problem, and the kids would go, oh, okay, and not really believe him. So at some points in school he was getting teased, and he had an extremely hard time expressing himself, and he couldn't really find the words to explain to his peers what was going on with him. So I decided to make up an interactive presentation so that his classmates could actually understand in a fun way what Charcot-Marie-Tooth is. And I really don't want the kids to have a lot of sympathy for Johan. I want them to have empathy. I want them just to understand who Johan is, to treat him like any other child, and to understand he has a difference, and it affects him physically, and it doesn't affect him intellectually. He's a normal kid with this disease that he's dealing with on a daily basis. So I was thinking about what I could do to have Johan's peers understand what Charcot-Marie-Tooth was. And at one point I was involved in an abilities awareness program where we actually simulated some of the disabilities or different abilities that kids have, such as autism, dyslexia, ADD, fine motor skill problems. So I thought that maybe I could find exercises that could actually show Johan's peers in an interactive, fun way what CMT was by hands-on experiments or experiences. So, for example, for the fine motor skills problem, people with CMT often have fine motor skills, and it affects their hands. So I'll have the kids, as you'll see in a little while when we do the presentation, they'll put on shirts and they'll have socks on their hands, and they'll have to try to button the socks up. They'll have to try to button the shirts up in a certain amount of time, and it becomes very frustrating. So really, the experiments that you will see that we're doing today will be just a taste of what it is to be different and to have different abilities, and not to be able to do everything, to have limitations and try to imagine what those limitations are on a daily basis. Today I'm going to give this presentation, and I really want the children to come away with an understanding of what a neuromuscular disease is, an understanding of how to treat other people that have differences or disabilities, quote unquote. I like to say differences instead, or different abilities. Not to, sometimes it becomes uncomfortable when you see somebody in a wheelchair. You don't really know how to act, what to do. You don't want to be too nice but not nice. And so just to feel more relaxed around Johan. And also, I hope that Johan will be able to actually ask for help when he needs it. And he's doing that. I've given this presentation before, and before this presentation he felt not very confident. He didn't want to talk about his difference, not because he was embarrassed, he just didn't know what to say. So now that he wears braces on his legs, the kids actually look at the brace and go, oh yeah, Johan has a difference, but he's still the same kid. He's still an okay kid, and he's just like a friend. He's like anybody else. And so I hope that Johan will feel more comfortable asking for help. And I've spoken with his teacher in the past, and he said, Johan will go out there, and if he can't do something, he'll say, hey, John, can you get me that out of that tree? Because I can't get up there with these braces. And a year ago, he wouldn't do that. So it's reducing tension, having the kids understand, and having Johan feel more confident with his peers. So now, let's get to that presentation in Johan's classroom, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You ready? All right. Why am I here today? Does anybody know why I'm here today? Alex.
Because you're gonna present CMT.
Right. CMT, that's a good start. C-M, oh, don't you like that sound? T. Who remembers what this stands for? Oh, you guys do? Diana?
Charcot-Marie-Tooth.
That's right. Anybody know how to spell that?
I can try.
C-H-A-R-C-O-T hyphen Marie and tooth. That's a pretty funny name, isn't it, for a disease? Do you know why it's called Charcot-Marie-Tooth? Where did this get its name?
I think it's like the people who found out about it or something.
That's right. That's right. They took the last names. These guys found out about it. It was Dr. Charcot. This guy was Pierre Marie, and this was Howard Henry Tooth. Howard Henry Tooth. He was English, and these two people were French. And they discovered the disease about the same time, around 1886, so more than 100 years ago. Okay? So it's Dr. Charcot, Dr. Marie, and Dr. Tooth, and that's where this disease got its name. Right? So, who knows how many people there are in the United States, approximately?
No.
I think a little bit less than that.
159?
A little bit more than that.
175 million?
No, more than that. How about if I tell you? Do you know?
250 million?
That's approximately, last night I looked, it's about 300 million. Okay?
Oh, that's close.
Is that right, Gar?
Yes.
Okay. That was the right answer. So there's about 300 million people in the United States, right? So this is your math equation, so get ready. 1 in 2,500 people are affected with CMT in the United States. How many people would that be in the United States that are affected with CMT? Alex? 120,000 people. That was a pretty hard problem. 120. Is that a lot of people?
No.
In the whole United States?
No.
No, that would be the population of Los Altos, Menlo Park, and Palo Alto. That's how many people are affected with CMT in the United States. So it's pretty common, but it's not very common really. Because before I came, how many people have heard of CMT before? Alex, you did before I gave the presentation? Really? Okay. And I think Johan has, haven't you? Okay. So now, thank you for doing that. Does anybody remember what peripheral means? Because CMT affects the peripheral nervous system. Can you see? Peripheral. Peripheral nervous system. Yes, Corey.
I know where it is.
So what does peripheral mean? Does it mean, what does it mean?
It kind of inside, like the peripheral vision is like out of the side of the eye.
That's right. So it's not your eyes, but it's on the outside, right? It's away from your eyes, away from the center. So if you look at your diagrams that you have here, the peripheral nervous system, if you look at that diagram, the peripheral nervous system is all the system that comes out of the spinal cord and down into your feet and into your legs. And the central nervous system is your brain and your spinal cord. And the rest is the peripheral nervous system. Okay? You see that? You want to just fill in the brain and the spinal cord with your pencils? That's the central nervous system. And all the other nerves that run out of the spinal cord is the peripheral nervous system. So, what muscles or what parts of the body do the peripheral nervous system control? Johan?
Hamstrings?
They do. Your hamstrings back here. Okay? What else? Come on, look at where those nerves are going. What else does it affect? Yes. Your legs.
Your arms.
And your arms. And a lot of people, most people with CMT, the muscles that are affected most are from the peripheral nervous system, and it's from your arms to your fingertips. So really from your elbows to your fingertips and your knees to your toes. and sometimes it can affect tightness up in your legs, okay? So the peripheral nervous system sends motor signals to the rest of your body. What do you think by motor? When you think of motor, what does that mean?
Movement.
Movement, exactly. It affects movement, and the sensory nerves, peripheral nervous system also affects sensory signals. What is sensory signals? What kind of signals would you feel if your sensory signals were...
How you
Go ahead.
how you feel?
That's right. How you feel what?
How you sense things.
Like what?
When you touch something.
That's if it's smooth, if it's rough, if it's hot, if it's cold, if you have pain, if you feel nothing. So CMT affects movement and feeling, pain, cold, hot, okay? So it's really your voluntary muscles. If I say to you, contract your hand, relax your hand. Now, who's doing that? You are, but what part of you is doing that?
Your hand.
Is your hand just an autonomous entity going, Your brain is sending a signal down to your hand. Now, what happens if the nerve signals aren't working too well? Can you think at one point you can contract your hand the way you want to?
It gets slower.
It gets slower. Sometimes people have hands that are contracted with CMT, and their brain tries to say relax, and the hand won't relax.
Well, isn't that kind of like arthritis? Because doesn't arthritis make your hands like...
I think arthritis does. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, but I think arthritis does affect your hands, but I don't think it affects the nerves that affect your hands.
Doesn't that affect the bone?
It may affect the bone and inflammation, but with CMT, it's really the nerves that are affected, and we'll see that a little bit later on. Because really the brain, just like if I turn the light switch off, right? And then I turn it back on. That's like the brain. The brain is saying turn off, and it turns off. Do you see how fast that goes? When I say on, off, off. But in CMT, the nerve signals are kind of funky. They don't always send the right signals. They send mixed up signals sometimes to your body. So for example, Johan's muscles might contract when he doesn't want them to contract, right? Or his hands might contract. So have you ever heard of fine motor skills? What are fine motor skills?
Like movements of individual fingers and drawing and writing.
That's right. Okay. So it's the small muscles in your hands that help you button things or zip things or do little movements, draw, paint. That's right. And in CMT, since it affects movement in muscles, it affects your hands. So I'm just going to give you now, we're going to do an experiment about what it would be like to have fine motor skills. Now I have to tell you, other people than people with CMT have fine motor skills problem. It's a very common problem, but it's people with CMT, this is one of the things they always have, okay? So I want you to stand up quietly. And I'd like you to put that beautiful shirt on that you took.
Yeah, Roger.
And I want you all to take a pair of socks.
Oh God, this is so hard.
They're not too clean, but just don't smell them, okay?
I use them all the time.
That's just great.
Okay, who needs socks? Your guard? Ed, could you put the socks on your hands, please?
The back socks.
Ed, who else needs socks? Okay, put them on your hands. Now this is just an example of what it might feel like to have fine motor skills.
Should we button up the shirt?
Wait. Let's have everybody have their socks on.
Don't button them yet.
Can you imagine going around the whole day with socks on your hands?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, ready? Wait. I didn't give any orders. You unbutton that shirt right now. Okay, so the count of 3. what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to button every single button up to your neck, even the neck point. And I'm going to give you some pressure because I'm trying to show you how it might feel, how frustrating it might feel to have fine motor skill problems. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go! Now, come on. Now, listen, it's in the morning, your mom's calling you, you've got to get out there because you've got to get to school. Guard is going to mark you late if you don't get to school, and you've got to hurry up and button up these shirts. Come on, let's go. Hey, you guys, what's taking so long? Hey, come on. This is no laughing matter. Oh, come on. Oh, my goodness. We're going to be late. There's so much traffic on 101. Let's go.
Mom, you gotta wake me up earlier.
Oh, you know what? I try to wake you up earlier, but you always want to sleep in. You tell me you can button the shirt. Let's go. Come on. Oh, what is taking so long?
Check this out.
We have to leave. Come on.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
You're done?
Recording up the easy one.
Let me see.
Wait, I missed
Very good. Now you can leave for school and you won't be late. But the rest of you, you are going to be marked late. Let's go. Come on, guard. Let's go. Done. Very good.
You don't call that fun.
This is easy.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
We have to do the top one.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't see that.
Is this fun?
I can't see it. No.
You don't have to see it.
Is it fun every day to do this, Florence?
It starts to get boring after a while.
It starts to get boring. It does start to get boring.
My hands get tired.
Your hands are tired.
I can't get the top button.
I'm sorry, you can't go to school like that. Oh my goodness, Harry, you can't do that.
I'm
done.
I'm done.
Okay, you're done. Sit down.
No, you don't have. You have a kid.
I did all.
Good job.
Well, I can't do it.
I can't. Harry. My shirt is messed up. Oh no, it's not.
Okay, stop. I'm sorry, you gotta go to school. Just like that. You look like an idiot. Okay, I need you to listen. How was that for you?
Easy.
How was it really for you?
It was frustrating. Easy.
Yeah?
It was frustrating.
It was frustrating because you want to go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at first it was hard, but it was really, really hard to do, but as it got easier, but it was
It was still, you gotta get used to it, but it's still frustrating.
yeah.
Well, it was kind of frustrating, and then my hands were tired.
Now your hands are tired, but now you have to write a report. And now you have to write a whole bunch of stuff, and then you gotta go to drawing, and then you gotta go to play, and then you gotta go to wood shop, and then when you get home you gotta write up your report. How tired do you think your hands would be then? Yeah?
Pretty tired.
Pretty tired, that's right. Okay, so that's one experiment. Now take off those socks
Oh, there. Easy.
and sit down.
I did it.
Good job. I can't even do it without socks. All right. Now, I said that CMT affects the peripheral nerves and that it affects motor signals and what other signals?
Nerve signals.
What? Sensory signals. So what I want you to do, to sometimes Johan and other people with CMT have pain. Some don't, some do. And it's because your nerves are overly active, okay? And so to feel what you might feel like on the bottom of, Johan often has burning on the bottom of his feet or prickly, you know how when your arm falls asleep, how uncomfortable that is? So for 30 seconds, just to get a feel of what it might feel like, I want you to rub your hands together for 30 seconds. Wait, don't start yet. 30 seconds, and then I'm going to say stop. Where's the clock? Right there. 1, 2, 3, 30 seconds. Let's go, 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 go. Rub, 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 rub. Make fire. Let's go, 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 go.
My arm is really sore.
Yeah. Oh, no complaining here. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, rub, 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 rub.
So good.
You're halfway there. Okay.
About having this on your feet for 24 hours.
My arms hurt. My arm. Let's go. Let's go. Faster, 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 faster. Okay, stop. Feel how your hands are feeling. What's the sensation you feel?
Tingling.
Tingling?
Tired.
Tired? Do you feel burning?
Yeah.
A little burning?
I feel just warm.
Warm? Tingling? Now, would you like that on the bottom of your feet when you walk all the time?
Not
Wait, would it get cold?
It would just kind of
You're right, you might not get cold. You always be warm, but it wouldn't uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
It gets uncomfortable. Yeah, it gets uncomfortable. I think people with CMT don't always have that, but Johan has that quite often. So what I'd like you to do is just take off your shirts without the socks. You can leave the socks. You can use your regular hands and make it easier and put them on the back of your seat if you could. Thank you.
Wait, the button.
This is not harder. Stop. You can even take it over your head if you'd like. If it's easier, you can put it over your head.
We put these.
Just on the back of your chair.
It's not hard to unbutton.
Good job.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. What do I have here? A nerve. This is a friendly nerve. What? Doesn't look like a nerve. Yes, it does. How come it looks like a nerve?
Messed up.
It's a messed up nerve. No, it's a regular nerve. Okay. Okay. So, with my nerve that I'm wrapping around myself, these are the nerves, and this is the myelin sheath. Can everybody see that? Myelin? Can you see it? Myelin sheath. What's that for? What is it?
Checking the inside of it.
That's right. It's an insulation, and it protects the nerves. Have you ever had a problem with your phone line when there's a squirrel that kind of is nibbling at it? Yeah. And then all of a sudden you pick up your phone and you hear all this static? And then one day you pick it up and you don't hear any signal at all? Have you ever happened that? Don't tell me I'm the only one that's happened to.
That happened to me.
That's happened? What?
Schools do that to your phone.
They do. And then I have to get a new myelin sheath over my wires. Because what happens is the way that the signals travel from the brain to your feet or to your arms or to your nervous system are through nerves that are very well protected by a myelin sheath. And you all have myelin sheaths over your nerves. Now with CMT, what happens is the myelin sheath gets thinner in places. So the signals can't travel from your brain to your toes as fast. So let's look at this. I'm going to need somebody to do an experiment with me. Let's see if our room is long enough for our nerves. Okay. Oh, look at all the volunteers. You want to come up, Millie? Wait, you want to come up? Why don't you? Well, we can do it twice. Come on. Both of you guys come up. Now you're going to be a nerve signal. Come on. You guys are nerve signals. Meet our new nerve signals. Okay? Are you going to be able to run with those flip-flops?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, without falling, right? Okay. So what I'd like you to do is you're the nerve signal. This is the brain. And you're going to go run and tell the feet to move and come back, and then to move in a different position and come back. And in a different position and come back 3 times, okay? I'm going to be the feet. Okay, I want you to start and do it the first time. Run back and forth. Again, come on, faster, faster. Nerves go a lot faster than that. Let's go, signals. Come on, let's go. I have to move here. Very good, stop. I'd like you to do the same thing on your arm. Okay, fast, because nerves go fast. Back and forth. Come on, let's go. There's no stopping. Nerves don't stop. They don't stop to rest at all. This is a very good... Hey, get back here. Come on. This is a protected nerve with a great myelin sheath. Very good. Do you feel exhausted? A little tired, right? Nerves run very fast along the myelin sheath. Inside, it protects them, and they can go fast. Now, let's take somebody that has CMT. It's thinner in places. The myelin sheath isn't quite built as solid as other people's. So what happens is a nerve signal can't go fast like that. So what happens is that, let's say you're a person with CMT. Now I want you to hop down and hop back. then hop down and hop back, and hop down and hop back. Okay? All right. Can't wait to see this.
No, really.
On the foot.
Okay.
Oh, I'm waiting for you to get down here. Oh. Let's go, come on. What's the matter with this myelin sheath? Come on back here. Oh my goodness. Really hop faster. Let's go. Stop. Now, do you feel more tired the second or the first time?
Second time.
The second time, because it took you more energy, didn't it? Because of that nerve that goes a little bit slower. Okay, now you're my hand. Go. Come on, let's go. Go, jump. Go. Boy, it's a little bit harder when you have a thinner myelin sheath. Let's go, come on. Jump. Now, how do you feel?
Tired.
Now, do you think you'd rather have a myelin sheath that is not thinner or thinner?
Not thinner.
Why? Because it's more tiring to perform activities when you have a myelin sheath that has some difficulties. Sit down, you guys. That was really, really good. Okay. So nerves go really fast if they're protected by the myelin sheath, right? Okay. So if you have a myelin sheath that is a little bit thinner or there's little problems with it, then you have to use much more energy to do the things that you want to do because your brain isn't sending the signals to your muscles as fast. So sometimes, I remember in another school that we were at, they didn't know Johan had CMT. So they'd say, okay, go run the mile. So all the kids and maybe other people have other differences also that made this very hard. So the kids would get out there and they'd run the mile, and Johan started running. He's like, my legs hurt. Oh my God, it's so exhausting. I can't do it. And after a lap, he would stop and just go, this is just too hard. And some of the kids would go, oh, come on, you're a wuss. What's the matter with you? Just run the mile. Come on. Oh, you're tired. Well, what's the matter with you? That was in a different school, right? But they didn't understand that Johan's nerve signals weren't traveling as fast, and it made it so much more exhausting to do the things he wants to do. Now here in this school, it's been really great because he wears, what does he wear on his legs a lot of the time?
Cast.
He wears casts, or that are called AFOs. Now why do you think he wears those AFOs? Those braces?
To make his legs strong.
To make his legs stronger, maybe.
I always thought it was like to stretch out the muscle or something.
It is to stretch out the muscle, right? Because if Johan didn't wear the braces, then his brain would tell his muscles to contract. And what happens if your feet are like this? How do you walk? You walk on your toes. Now, who wants to walk on their toes all the time? You do? You do, Forrest? Okay, come over here, Forrest. Come up here, Forrest. Okay, you start walking on your toes all around the classroom. Go. Now try to run, Forrest. Run on your toes, okay? Come on, woo! Now, Forrest, just stand up back there on your toes for a minute. Stand over there in the corner on your toes and see how long you last. Up on your toes, okay. I'm going to keep talking. Are you on? Make sure he's on his toes, okay? Okay, you stay on your toes. Now, how do you feel?
Fine.
Fine, okay. Would you like to spend the rest of your days over there on the corner on your toes?
No.
Okay, so why don't you sit down? So what happens is Johan wears his braces, so the brace stretches him all day long. And so if he didn't wear the braces, his muscle would contract, and then he would need surgery because the tendon would stay like that after a while. A lot of us can go on our toes and go off our toes, but Johan is really good at going on his toes, but it's hard to go on his heels because of the contractures. That's why we have Mike in the background. Mike, come on down. Woo! Yeah, Mike! Mike is our PE teacher, right? He's awesome. He also is Johan's personal trainer. And he works with Johan a couple days a week because not only does Johan have to wear braces, but he also has to do stretching well, he's supposed to do stretching every single day. But does he? No. Because would you like to go home and go, okay, before you play computer or before you watch TV or after you do homework, you got to do 15 minutes of stretching every day. Every day? What do you do, Henry?
I have to pull those things to make my back because to make the legs shift back.
Okay, so you do those exercises every day? That's awesome. That's really great. Do you like doing them every day?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to. It's kind of like a pain to have to go stretch. When you're 12 or 13, even my age, which is really old, you don't want to go home and do stretching every day. So, Harry, why don't you come on down here, and Mike will just show a couple of the stretches, like the calf stretches, and maybe, I don't know, what do you think, Mike? What stretches do you do with Johan?
The hamstring stretches.
Oh yeah, hamstrings get
It's
very,
always
where's the
painful.
hamstrings? It's in the back. Come on.
Have a seat right here, and give me your feet.
Sure you can come up. You guys can come around and watch.
Okay.
Sit up straight.
Right now, we're stretching the calf muscle. And for Johan, just getting to the 90-degree angle, which is a normal standing position, really stretches his calf. It would be the equivalent of my pushing Harry quite a bit past that position, and now you feel it, right?
Yeah.
And then we have to hold it. Just in a normal position, we're holding it in the 90-degree angle position. We're holding it for about 25 or 30 seconds. And we do this about 3 or 4 times in an hour when we're working, because we continually have to come back to do this. His feet really don't want to do it.
I think his feet even resist it, don't
Yeah, they do.
push
They
back?
resist. Very often they'll resist. Although by actively breathing and making him relax, and he is concentrating on that, we do get the stretch going. That was just 1 foot. Is
Okay,
that
now you
fun?
have to stay here for the next hour and do a whole bunch more, okay?
Did you enjoy doing it?
Yeah.
You like the feel?
No.
Okay, now we're going to do a ham stretch, which is one that, for a hamstring is the back of your leg. And that's one that actually is very painful for Johan. I didn't want your head to be blown. It's one that's very painful for Johan. It's painful for a lot of people when you stretch it. But for Johan, not a whole lot of angle, and it's already hurting him. Now, Harry's got pretty good flexibility. He can get to here. Now, right here, these are tight. So that's pretty much pain right there, right?
Yeah.
So I'd actually go about another inch to make it equivalent to Johan's pain. And Johan feels that kind of tight muscle pain with almost no stretch. And we're holding it for 30 seconds.
Oh, God.
Got about 15 more.
Hang in there, Harry.
You can do it.
Don't die. They don't feel.
And again, the hamstrings are something we stretch a couple of times in the hour. We always revisit our stretches. We always revisit our stretches. Now, it's really important when you stretch to do both legs, otherwise you walk with a limp. And we don't want Harry to walk with a limp. Is that it? That good? Is that stretching?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good. Now then we go about another inch, and then you'll feel the pain. Relax. Breathe into it. Breathe into it.
Feel the pain.
And we're picking on Harry because he understands actually what Johan goes through because they've hung out before. So I'm not sure if he's done this though.
No, I haven't.
And he's never doing it again. And I do this twice a week with Johan for an hour.
Alright, stop.
I do this twice a week with Johan. And for Johan, he doesn't get his leg that far before it's stretching the hamstrings. It's the distance is.
Show how far. Maybe.
Yeah. You want me to use Johan?
Go ahead.
You
sure,
can do it.
Sure.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Harry.
But he has his braces on, so it'll be a little bit less.
Yeah, and I won't push it. For Johan, it's quite a bit less than that.
Right there.
Right there, it's already hitting. Now, and we want the leg straight, so it's already stretching him only at this much of an angle. If you look at this is about the distance of just walking.
I can only go that far.
Now, you could probably go farther. This is just a normal walking step. For it to be stretching the hamstrings at a normal walking step means that these muscles are tight. They're foreshortened somewhat. Not a lot. We've been able to work slowly and get the pain away. And now I'm not going to torture him because I've tortured him. I just tortured him yesterday, so I let him have this day of rest, and then he gets tortured again tomorrow by someone else. So those stretches are they're painful, and even though we work towards not hitting the pain. Are you okay? We don't want Johan to be in pain when he's stretching, but a minor stretch, there is some pain, and he has to breathe into it, and we have to actively do relaxation so that he's not in a lot of pain, because pain is not going to help. Stretching a muscle that's in too much pain, when you stop stretching, it's just tight again. So it has to be a gradual thing. And then we also have to do strengthening. Do you want me to discuss? That would be more
in just a couple minutes.
The other thing that helps is that you strengthen the muscles that are around that are tight. So, in other words, if these muscles are really tight,
and the muscles that are weaker, you actually strengthen the stronger muscles.
you strengthen the stronger ones. So the muscles that are weaker or that have this severe tightness that are affected by the CMT, you try to strengthen the opposite muscles to strengthen them for support. And it helps then also in the stretching that those are stronger. When you go to stretch, they're not affected, which helps a lot. Because if you're affecting peripheral as well as the area that you're wanting to work, you're working even longer and harder and in more pain. So we strengthen those. We want to strengthen the abs. We want to strengthen the thighs. And that way, it takes a little more pressure off the muscles that are tighter and shorter. And that way, it's less painful for just normal movement. So that's why we strengthen those.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
That was so helpful. Thank you very much. Okay, why don't you guys sit down, and we're going to do another experiment.
Although I need a plate.
Everybody needs a plate. Would you like to stop now? Okay. Okay. So everybody take a plate. Here, I'm going to just, why don't you guys just pass them down? All right. Everybody pass the salt shaker. Do not open the salt shaker.
Can we shake it?
Get what? Yeah, there's salt shakers here. Here, I'll come down. Marcella, would you help me?
Yes, let's do something.
Because it will go a little bit. Thank you so much. Just one I need. Okay. Here, Johan, why don't you take this one? Philip and Alex. Do not open them, please. Okay, and you'll all get one, all right? Everyone has a plate? No. Now, I have to ask you, have you ever seen anybody on a film climb Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it like when there's a lack of oxygen and you get up towards the summit? Are they like going, oh, I'm near the summit, I'm going really, really fast?
No.
What are they like?
They pace themselves and they go really, really slow up it.
That's right, they go. Don't they? Have you ever seen it? They go, no, I think they go slow, and just that last stretch is so hard. Well, Johan's not lacking oxygen, but sometimes when he does walking, for example, when you guys went to Skyline, if he has to walk a long time, his muscles just say, it's like the people at Everest, they say, I can't go on. His muscles are screaming, stop, 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 stop. So to perform an activity like you do, he has to exert, like we saw on the nerve, much more energy. And he gets tired, and he gets in pain, right? Now, the thing is, Johan understands the instructions. I'm going to tell him what to do, like I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to pretend all you guys have CMT, except a couple of you who you'll find out. And a task like running around the school, probably not too difficult, right? Now, if you have CMT, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, okay? So all you guys who have salt shakers have CMT. And what I'd like you to do is, I'll explain after why I've done this, okay? I'd like you to open the salt container, okay? And I'd like you, without getting salt all over the table, because I will get in a lot of trouble, use those plates. I want you to, don't do it yet, wait till I say start. I want you to shake out that salt as fast as you can and as hard as you can. The first three who win get first place ribbons and candy. Are you ready? Yeah. One, and do not take that thing off. 1, 2, 3, go! Shake, 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 shake. Come on! Shake, go, go. Good. You guys are done? Great. Hey, you other, come on. You guys go, 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 go.
It's great.
Come on, let's go. Let's go, 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 go. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, you guys stop for a second. I'll give you a little hand here, okay? You won't have to run so far or shake so hard, because I know it's hard for you. Take off a piece of tape.
Yeah. There we go.
Come on, take off a piece of tape.
Now can I go?
Now you can go ahead and take off your tape. Now shake. Come on, take off your tape.
I'm not even moving at all.
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
No, take it all off.
Take off all your tape if you want. Go ahead, shake. Come on, let's go. The others are already over the finish line. Okay, stop. Stop.
Yep.
Well, you got partway there. That's pretty good. No, you got partway there. That's great. Hey, you three up front. Awesome job.
No.
Just awesome. First place. No, it's okay. Well, you guys, you didn't quite make it, but that's okay. You did a good job. Why don't you just put the covers back on? And we'll train a little bit more, and maybe next time you'll be able to get the salt out. Without cheating.
Yeah.
First place. First place. First place. I need calm. I need quiet. Hey,
Okay.
guys.
Settle down, please.
So you can stop shaking now. It's too late.
Can we still shake?
You can shake after the show.
That's
Put the covers back on, please.
shaking it.
So, why do you think I just did that experiment? Yes.
To let us know how people with CMT feel whenever there's like a race or something.
Yeah, or there's an activity that's hard and that they can't do, or have difficulty doing. Well, how do you feel like these three won just really easily? It feels unfair. Why is it unfair?
Because they got the easy salt shaker.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay, let's transform that into CMT talk. They got the easy salt shaker. They got the body that works normally.
Because we had to work really hard and they just got it.
That's right. You had to work really, really hard, and oftentimes you don't get the first place, right? You get maybe 4th place or 5th place, or you don't even finish. But that's what happens, right? So, what kind of exercises do you think would be good with somebody with CMT? That they'd be good at? Nothing? They're not good at any sports at all? They should just give up sports. Video games, yeah, maybe. Is that a sport, Henry?
Yeah.
Oh, that's become the new sport, Harry.
Wait,
Okay.
Well, also I know that a lot of people with physical stuff, they horseback ride and they swim.
Excellent. You should be giving this presentation. They can ride horses. Do you ride a horse, Johan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do motocross.
They could do motocross. That's pretty energetic too. Swimming is a wonderful, wonderful sport. Now, do you know how you get CMT?
Parents?
Huh?
Parents?
Genetics, right?
It's all the parents' fault.
It's genetics.
No, it's genes. That's right. Sometimes you get it from your family. You can get it from your dad or your mom. Corey, you can finish that exercise later. I know you. Look at how much he wants to finish this exercise. He's going to do it in the face of all odds. I like that. Okay. So you usually get it from one of your parents. And if your father or your mother has it, you have the 50% chance of getting CMT. And CMT is kind of interesting because your dad can have CMT really badly, like maybe use a walker and have a really hard time with his feet. But then you can have CMT and have very mild form and hardly even know you even have it, right? So Johan's CMT was caused by a genetic mutation. You're right, Henry. CMT is caused by genes. It's an inherited disorder. But Johan's just appeared out of the blue. His genes just said, well, we're going to give him CMT, and that's what happens sometimes. It always has to be the first person to have something, right? Okay. So other than exercise, what else does Johan do to maintain his physical body? He stretches. And before he wore night braces, today he wears day braces. Now, do you think Johan wants you to go after this presentation? Oh, now I've kind of exaggerated things, okay? A little bit. Do you think he wants you to go, oh, poor Johan, do you want me to carry you over here? Oh, Johan, can I get you your lunch? Oh, Johan, can I do this? Do you think that he wants that?
No.
Do you think that I want that?
No.
No. What do you think he wants? Just more than anything else.
To like just be treated normal. Like
Just to
any
be
other kid.
treated normal, like you guys treat him. You treat him like a normal kid. Just like he's a normal kid because he is. But everybody has differences. What other differences do you think that you might have?
Sugar.
Does anybody wear glasses?
Forrest used to.
Okay. Henry, you wear glasses. That's a difference. That's a limitation.
I'm colorblind.
You're colorblind, so you only see what colors?
No, I see all the colors. I just can't tell them apart.
That's right. That's right. You see all the colors, but you can, now that's a limitation too. A lot of people who are colorblind have a hard time matching their clothes, for example. They learn to do it, but it's a chore. It's not easy.
I'm also mildly colorblind and I stutter.
That's right. Stuttering is another difference. That's hard. Is that hard for you, Alex?
Well, I kind of got over it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it that much anymore. I only do it if I'm like really nervous
Yeah.
or something, or sometimes I just do it. But I have a lot of teachers which help me not do it anymore.
That's
So
wonderful.
I'm not taking classes anymore.
And you're just a normal kid. Now, people with differences, colorblindness and other things like this, is it because their brain doesn't work right? Like there's something the matter, they're not smart? Is that why? No, they're very smart. Is it because that they drank too much milk when they were babies? No, this is just part of genetics. It happens and you can't control it, right? Okay, so now what, are there any questions on this? Come on, you gotta have a question. I'm not leaving without a question.
Where's my candy?
That is not a question pertaining to...
Wait, no.
Go ahead. Come on, I need a couple good questions. You're on camera, and so you gotta look good for me here. Come on. Yeah.
Can you get CMT if your mom or dad doesn't have it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
happened to Johan. It's a genetic mutation. Usually it's caused by one of your family members having it. And CMT is a group of disorders, actually, than just one thing. There's many different types of CMT.
Okay. What if Johan has like kids and they have kids and then their cousins have kids who have CMT? Like, is that very common? Like, if it turns out Johan had like a great ancestor who had CMT or something?
I don't think so in Johan's case, but in other people's cases that they know they can follow the genetic line down, yes. And CMT doesn't make you live shorter either. You have a normal lifespan. So it doesn't mean you die earlier or there's something wrong.
Well, I know these sock shapers were rigged, but why does it say W, U, and T on it?
Oh, just so it would remind me. It says CMT, just remind me of which ones were quote unquote rigged.
What would be the worst case of CMT?
The worst case of CMT, it doesn't happen very often, but somebody can be in a wheelchair, and often with CMT you have very high archers and your toes get cramped. So if you look in the brochure that I'll give you at the end, you can see people with very thin legs. Why do you think people would have thin legs?
Can't strengthen them. Not enough muscle.
Not enough muscle because the nerves aren't nourishing the muscles to make them stronger, right? So they're not getting enough of the signals.
Well, say if like they're like if both the parents had CMT in their legs, for instance, would the child have to have it in their legs?
No, that's a very good question. CMT affects everybody, even in the same family, differently. You can have somebody that's very, very affected in a wheelchair using a cane or whatever, and your child might not even notice that they have CMT. Or until later on in life they feel some mild discomfort. Or you can have, I met a woman with 3 kids with CMT. And her dad, not her dad, but her husband's a firefighter. So he can go out and fight fires, but their youngest child can't do hardly anything because he has a lot of pain and he wears braces and it's very hard. So it's a very mysterious disease. Yes?
Is it curable?
That's another good question. Is it curable? No. At the present moment, there is no cure for CMT. What it's called, it's a neuromuscular disease. What is neuromuscular?
Involving the brain and the muscles, I guess.
That's right, involving the nerves and the muscles. And right now there's no cure because it's a progressive disorder. Have you heard of a progressive neuromuscular disorder?
No.
It means that it gets worse over time. But the good thing about CMT is it gets worse very, very slowly. Some types of neuromuscular disorders get severe very fast. This is a very gradual. Sometimes it doesn't get worse for a long, long time. But I have one thing. Why don't you just put down your hands for 1 second? I'm gonna ask. I'll get back to you. Okay. They have found that vitamin C in lab rats that have CMT, they gave them large doses of vitamin C, and it actually regenerated the myelin sheath around the nerves, and it made the disease better. So the rats didn't have CMT anymore, or just some signs. So that's very good because there's going to be a lot of research coming up with vitamin C and other ways. Scientists are working very, very hard to find a way to regenerate the myelin sheath so that nerves can pass and that there's no muscular atrophy, and that CMT will exist no more. And the cure is coming very, very quickly. It takes, when I say quickly, it's like maybe within 10 years. But even Johan might be in some vitamin C trials. Vitamin C trials are that they give him large doses of vitamin C to see if it affects his CMT. You get paid for it. I don't think you get. You know what the payoff would be? What would the payoff be by being in one of these trials?
To not have CMT.
To not have CMT, and that's a vision. Okay, Alex.
Well, I was kind of just about to say the same thing because I remember you were talking to, like, when we were in your car.
Yep.
Once, we were kind of talking
About the vitamin C and that all the other experiments scientists are doing and doctors. Yeah. Millie, do you have a question?
Can it affect like your mouth, like your tongue and stuff? Is it possible?
I don't think so. I've never heard of anybody having a mouth or tongue problem. Anything's possible, but I've never heard of that. Not one of the classic symptoms.
If both your parents have CMT, are you like 100% sure you're gonna get it?
50%.
You know, I don't
both
know.
your
That's a
parents.
good question. I don't know.
No.
Marcella, if you could help me with that. I know that if one of your parents have it, you have 50%. It would sound logical. I'm not sure of that answer. I would say probably, but I don't know.
Can you have CMT in your neck?
Well, people might get muscle spasms because it affects your arms. It's not really a neck disease. What they say is your elbows to your fingertips and your knees to your toes. And other muscles too, but mostly those.
Couldn't there be like another genetic mutation when like two parents both have CMT? Couldn't there be a genetic mutation and then the kid doesn't have CMT?
It would be very, very rare because if both parents had CMT, you absolutely pass it on. You might get something else, another genetic mutation to get something else, but I don't think so. You have been great. Now I'm going to give you a quiz. I'm going to give you a quiz to see how much you actually learned. And then we only have 15 minutes left, and I have Johan's braces and orthotics I'd like you to come up and try on, see how they feel, and just kind of see what Johan has to wear. And again, he doesn't want sympathy. He just wants you to understand. And to remember, oh yeah, he can't run as fast, or he can't climb that tree just because he has those braces, but that's okay. Okay. Could you read number 1 for us?
C.
No, wait, read the whole thing.
The myelin sheath helps nerve impulses transmit rapidly.
Right, so actually I'm going to read the whole thing and then you just tell me the answer, which is C, by the way. The myelin sheath wraps around the bone. No. Is connected to muscle?
No.
No. Helps nerves impulses transmit rapidly?
No.
Yes. That's how come we did this exercise. Can you buy them at the $1 store? No. Okay, number 2, I'm going to read it, and then you can answer it, Alex. CMT means Charles Mary Tom.
No.
Charlie Monkey Toothpaste.
No.
Chuck Me Tomatoes.
No.
Nick Henry. Charcot-Marie-Tooth.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Who can read the whole next one? Philip? Can you read that one?
Sure. CMT affects A, sensory nerves, B, motor nerves, C, peripheral nerves, D, all the above. I get all of the above.
Very, very good. Who wants to read the next one? Yeah, you want to read it?
Peripheral means A, away from the center, B, the center, C, both A and B, D, none of the above. I put A.
Peripheral means away from the center. That's right. Away from the center. Remember, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system means away from the center. Go ahead. Next one.
CMT affects A, muscle strength, B, the feet and legs, C, the hands and arms, or D, all of the above. And I put D.
Very good. You want to read the next one?
How do you get CMT? A, mostly through genes, B, by drinking tap water, C, through germs, D, by wrestling too much, and I put A, mostly through germs.
No, that's wrong. It's by wrestling too much. No, of course. That's very good. It's mostly through genes. It's a genetic disorder. That's right. Go ahead.
Kids with CMT usually A, have a clear hearing, B, run around as much as possible, C, have crooked teeth, or D, want to be like other kids even though they have a disease with a funny name, and I put D.
Very good. It's D. They want to be just like other kids. All right. And 8.
Alright. Most people with CMT may do physical therapy daily and stretching, take medicine to control pain and muscle contraction, and C, lead normal lives. And I put A.
Actually, there should have been a D there, all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's all of the above.
I put C.
They may lead normal productive lives, they may take medicine to control pain, and they may probably do physical therapy. Now, I want to tell you that I have a first place award for each one of you because you have been wonderful, and I thank you for your participation. At 11:15, I will also have another little treat for you. But before I give you that, I just want you to come up, if you'd like, and you may try on some of Johan's braces, or you can wear the orthotics, or try them out. So we have about 5 minutes to do that. So come on up. These are his shoes if you want to try on with your orthotics. And Johan, you can come up and show them how they work.
Right here. Okay, who has the cat? This isn't mine, is it?
So have you got your orthotics? You can put it in your shoes.
I have it.
Okay.
Who has the cat? It's so weird.
No, Eve, this goes out.
Okay. Set your back. One, two, whoa, this one you put this on. Ow. Oh, hey. Ow. Ow. That's like a... And then you put that in and walk down. Look.
How does that hurt so much? So you know what? Once you take those off now, I'm going to leave them here if you want to look at them later on at lunchtime or whatever. Because I know everybody didn't get a chance. I want to pass you out your can for everybody so you don't have to grab for them. I'll pass them around. And you all get first place, in my opinion. And everybody has a bag of candy. There's just a couple things. Everybody has the same exact thing, okay? The flavor might be a little different, but you have the same amount and the same of everything. So you can just pass it around and take one. And if you do any exchanging, it will be at lunchtime, okay? So you can just take one, and I can pass this one around. And I want to thank the teacher, Garb, and Marcella, both of them, for having us today. And I also want round of applause for participating in